Hey, what's good, Westworld fans? This is the Campfire Crew, and today we are here to talk about Westworld Episode 10, the grand finale. Dude, this was a phenomenal finale, right? Like, this is what a finale should be. It answers a lot of questions throughout all of Season 1, put a nice little bow, tied up some loose ends, and then got you excited about what's to come in Season 2. That's all you could ask for. You got some action, you got some nice exposition, you got some reveals. For me, pretty much flawless. All right, we've got 7 moments that we're going to talk about, so let's go ahead and jump into them right now. Arnold sets Dolores on the kill path with Teddy. I didn't really see that one coming, and I'm glad that this episode right off the bat decided we're not playing around, we're getting right into the meat of things. I was confused at first about Teddy, right? Because Teddy didn't realize that who Wyatt was or any of that until Ford put the programming into Teddy. Was like, yo, tell me about Teddy. Tell me about Wyatt. And then he just programs him, and then all of a sudden he has this elaborate backstory that goes along with Ford's new narrative. And so it was confusing to me. I was like, is this a memory, a narrative that Ford is putting into his head, or did this actually happen? Now we know right at the beginning it actually happened, and that Arnold was the one who orchestrated it in the first place. Maeve wakes up and hooks up her buddies with a little bit of aggression and the ability to fight back. Man, let's just go ahead and get some of there. Quit messing with the robots when they in sleep mode, man. Quit touching them and stuff, man. That's sick. Something just not right with you. You gonna put some headphones on, go get your little cream on and do what you gonna do? No, man. You deserve to get knifed in the back. You don't do that at work. And let me tell you something. If I'm working with somebody, I don't care if I'm working with them or not, I'm not gonna let somebody in the same room talking about, yo, I'm about to go over here and do this nasty thing while you in here and you can watch me. That ain't happening. It just seemed like it was a common thing. Like, you gonna do it again? Oh, weird kid. No, you ain't gonna do it at all. You ain't doing that. Anyway, moving on. They wake up, she bites dude's finger off. You saw that coming. I'm watching the episode like, ooh, I know she about to bite him. Got his fingers all up in her mouth. Really awesome scene. Hector steps up right through the chest. That's what you get for touching a man like that. The man in black reveals that he is William and owns Delos. Not a surprise to me. Look, last episode was the episode that blew my mind. Episode 9 is the one that blew my mind because I put just about everything together. I went back and spent the whole day watching a lot of the other clips, a lot of the other episodes, and it was pretty much 100% confirmed that William was the man in black, and like so many things happened. The picture, I saw the picture, the knife that he used, I realized that was the same knife when William cut those soldiers up. All of that. This was just a really great way of explaining that. I thought it was beautiful. I thought the exposition was great and how they brought those timelines together. And he's like, let me tell you about William. And then it shows the timeline of William trying to hunt down Dolores and, and whatnot. What the freak happened to Logan? Dude's butt naked on a horse, laughing hysterically, gets slapped, and then the horse just rides off. Are we going to see him in Season 2? Did he die? Did he not come back to try to reclaim it? That part I'm a little confused about, but it was nice to see how William became the man in black. And I would be bitter too. Just think about this for a second. He goes to the park, falls in love with Dolores, realizes that Dolores is different from the other ones, and there's just something there, and he's trying to recapture that. He hunts for her. When he finds her, realizes she had been rolled back. So he spends his life in a loop with Dolores, just like the hosts live a loop. Some of the hosts, when they start to remember, they go crazy. Well, this man is living a loop for pretty much the rest of his life, trying to break Dolores down to get back to the point where he was when he first met her, and he never can. Not to mention that she doesn't. Have you ever seen 50 First Dates? William just lived 50 first dates with Dolores, and she never got old. So you can see how he could become bitter and kind of be molded into the guy he is today. I thought it was great. I love the way they transitioned that. Maeve was programmed to escape. This was the part that kind of excited me to find out the most. Because again, just like Ford programming Teddy with the Wyatt backstory for his new narrative, we know somebody had altered Maeve. Right? We already knew that from several episodes back. One of the guys was like, you've been messed with before already, and you're not sure who, right? And then she finds Bernard down in there and fixes him up. And I didn't know what was going on here. I was like, yo, is Bernard going to, rise up with Maeve and go and try to take out Ford? Like, I wasn't sure where his mindset was going to be since he didn't get wiped. We found out exactly what happens with that, but I was excited because I was unsure. It was one scene I wasn't sure about. And again, it was Ford who was putting these memories in her, and they did a great job of explaining that there towards the end. Oh, one other thing I wanted to point out. Bernard realized, I think, what had happened because he starts telling us, like, look, you're programmed to do this, to recruit people. You then get to the train, and then he stopped because she cuts him off. Like, you get to the train, and she stopped it. Nobody got control of my destiny. She gets that piece of paper. Ford had planned for her never to leave, right? For her to put, like, because of the tragedy, he knew that she would come back. And I found that fascinating. And I hope they explore that a little bit more in season 2. But anyway, that's how that come to conclusion with the Maeve story. I thought that was an interesting point that they put in there. Hector and company shoot the place up. Man, you gotta have a shootout. You gotta have some blood. This is a finale, man. We need a showdown. And I love it. You have these Western people, basically, who get some P90s in their hands, and you get to see the excitement. Like, she was laughing, like, ah, you know, crazily as they were shooting folks. Man, these are robots. These guys are not programmed to miss. And so this little response team, they got chewed up by these two people. Awesome scene, and Samurai World showed up. Dude, I did not see that coming. That was the thing that shocked me. When they walked in there, I was like, oh, Samurai World, show me Samurai. Who wants to see Samurai World? Me. I do. I'm all about some swords and ninjas and stuff like that. I can't wait to see how they integrate that, if it's going to be a spin-off. I don't know. But that excited me. I liked it. It was an awesome scene. Ford reveals what actually happened to Arnold. This was something else I wasn't sure about. They did a great job of explaining it, what really happened. Look, I knew that Dolores had killed Arnold, right? They hinted at that. We'd figured that out weeks ago. Originally, I thought that Ford was the one who had Dolores kill Arnold. And then after last episode, episode 9, I was like, I'm not so sure. Maybe Dolores did it on her own. Maybe that was her coming to realization and that happened. I didn't know it happened this way. I didn't know that Arnold was the one who was just like, kill all the hosts, kill me, and then kill yourself. The beautiful thing was that it finally answered a lot of the questions, which was, why did Ford's narrative seem to be matching up with what Arnold originally wanted to do, right? Because they always seemed like they were at odds with each other, and this explained that, hey, we were at odds, and then I realized when I experienced personal loss in Arnold that he was actually right, and then he spent 35 years correcting it, and that the host had to be punished, more or less. Like, they had to suffer. They had to suffer by continuing to remember and, like, hit these little tidbits, and before going crazy, come to realization that, hey, the center of the maze is me. I'm the center of the maze. It was my voice. I was talking to myself. It was my consciousness. I am awoken, right? I'm here. Ford gives his retirement speech. You already know what's going to go down. Look, man, the man in black, that motherfucker tough. Let me just say, he's still looking sharp in his little tie. Done got shot in the arm. They got the people coming out the bushes. You got Dolores shooting, in the back of the head. She goes on a shooting spree. Great, great ending to the finale. And I guess Dolores is Wyatt. It seems pretty obvious, but I'm asking you, is Dolores Wyatt? Because Ford said with a new villain in Wyatt. And right when he said that, you see Wyatt's men come out. Dolores, you become who you need to become. Here's the gun. And then she shoots everybody down. When you had that other host talking to Teddy earlier on, like, you're not ready yet, but when you come back, we'll be fighting with you, and you'll be fighting with Wyatt. Originally I thought that Teddy was Wyatt, right? That's how it was. But no, it looks like it's Dolores. I can't wait for season 2. It's like some of the hosts are going to be awake and can kill if they want to. Or, like, I don't know if they're going to try to get out, or they're going to realize, like, you know what? This is our world. We're taking over our world. And if anybody wants to come in, like, I don't know. I don't know how season 2 is going to play out. What did you guys think? I thought this season was phenomenal. I can't wait to see for season 2. Let me know in the comment section below. That's the video for today, guys. Like the video if you like it. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Probably do some theory videos in the off season, so subscribe if you don't want to miss that. We got a Walking Dead video coming out, and then we're going to be doing Game of Thrones. So until next time, guys, we're out.